Hello and welcome back to another C# beginners tutorial video. In this video, we're going to talk about classes. So in C# and other strongly typed languages, you will see we always need to specify a data type. For example, int x gets 10. So int is my data type, and I have to specify that before I can create and assign a value to the variable. We've gone over that in the very first lesson in this series. But in object-oriented programming, a class is basically a custom data type. So it defines a set of variables and methods for a certain object. So it's a data type that we have control over, basically. It's like integer is a built-in data type, or a string is a built-in data type. A class is one that we can make ourselves. So a class is like a blueprint or a template, essentially, that defines the type of object we are trying to create. So it defines the data the object should get, the behavior of it, and what we can do with it. So this is really our first step towards understanding object-oriented programming properly. Like classes are the basis for that. A classic example of a class that you'll see in a lot of tutorials is the bank account example. So if you were going to set up a bank account class, it would allow you to declare an object which would have all the properties and methods needed to manage a bank account, such as a balance property and methods for depositing and withdrawing. Or another really common example is a person class, and that would have properties for name, age, height, etc. like that. So far in the series, we've written most of our code in the main method. And you'll notice directly above that it says class program. So so main is a method of the program class. And we're going to make our own class now. So to make our own class, we can come over here to the Solution Explorer. We can right click on our project and we can, there we go. And then we can go add and add class like that. Bring this up. Give itself a name. We're going to make a person class. Let's call it person. You can see here, so this was our program class before. We've written all the previous code. We now have our own class file to work with. So when we're designing a class, we need to think of firstly, what properties does a class need? And then what methods does it need? So properties are what it should have, like what data it should have. Methods are what you want it to do. So for a person is a nice example. We can create some properties like name, age, height, hair color, all those things that would be common to each person. There is a shortcut in Visual Studio for doing this. If you type the word prop, just like that, and then hit tab twice, it will create a property for you. So let's say the first one, I want it to be an integer data type, and I'm going to call it age. And we'll talk about get and set in a second. Set these up. Cool, like that. So now we have 4 properties to our class. So get means that we can, from outside of this class, we'll be able to get the age value, and set means that from outside of this class, we'll be able to set the value. If you leave out the set value, then it becomes a read-only property. That means that nothing outside of this class can manipulate the age property, and it's just set in stone forever. But we want to do some getters and setters to begin with so that you can see outside of the class how you would set and get those values. Okay, and we might also want this person to be able to say hello. So I'll make a method that will return nothing. And all it's going to do is print out a little message for us. Like that. So when I run this say hello method, it's just going to print a line to the console saying, hi, my name is name, so whatever we've set in here, and my age is whatever we've set in the age. And then if we jump back to the program class, and I come into the main method, this is where I'm going to run it from. So firstly, to use the class, we have to create an object of that type. So you'll see here, previously when I might have created an integer x like that, I'm creating a variable of type integer. What I want to do now is, because I have my own class, which is my own data type, I can now create objects of the person type. So you can see there it's got person, and we'll just call this person 1. I'll say gets a new person, like that. So new is a reserved keyword, and basically it's the word is called instantiating. That's sort of a hard word to say. But this is going to create a new person based on our class. And then this person1 object will have all these properties and all these methods that will be able to run. So then we can do things like person1, and when you do the dot notation, you'll see you have access to age, hair color, height, name, and you also have the say hello method. Visual Studio is quite nice with this. So these little spanners here are properties. If you hover over that, you'll see there. And then the purple like cube are methods. So that's our say hello method, and then these ones are properties. You'll see these ones we didn't write into the class, but they're just built into the C# language. They're always available on like every object, basically. So because age has a get and a set, I'm able to set age to whatever I like. I could say, oops, sorry, it's a integer, and I might say person1's name is Matt, like that. And then I could run the say hello method on this person1 object. I go to dot, and I'll say hello, like that. And then we'll just put our, like we've been doing, read line in there to hold the console open. And you'll see what that'll do. Cool. So you can see, hi, my name is Matt, and my age is 30. So hopefully that made sense. I've created, instantiated a person object, gets all the properties and methods set out in my class, and then I'm able to access those properties, assign values to them, and then use the methods of the class as well. And we can do this as much as we want, so I can have another person2, a new person, like that, and then from then on I'm just doing the same thing. So person2's age is whatever, blah blah blah. So you don't just have to create one, you can create as many of that object as you want. Cool. And last thing to talk about just before we move away from classes, which you'll see a fair amount, are what are called constructors. So constructors allow us to define the behavior, or sort of restrict the behavior of a class to what we want. So let's say I didn't want people to be able to just directly set these properties themselves. I want them to have to do it through in a certain way, or I want it to always happen in a certain way. So if I just take the set off of these, so they only have a get, which means that they are now read-only properties. If you go back to, or if I save that, and I come back to my program class, you'll see it's highlighting there's a problem here now, saying property or index of person.age cannot be assigned. It is read-only. So I took away the set, so that means that we can't just set these values anymore. But what I want to do is create a constructor that will set these for us. Come down here. What I did there was control and then full stop, and that lets you access the refactoring menu. And we've got a nice shortcut here for generate constructor. I'll say, yep, do it for all of these properties. Press OK. So a couple of rules about constructors. They must have the same name as the class, so exactly the same name. And then what happens with the constructor is that this will be called automatically every time a new object is instantiated. So you can see here it's now flagging another problem to say that all of these parameters of our constructor are not being set when we're calling the person class. So we have to fix that. But the reason you might do this is you might say age gets age, name gets name. Yeah, so that's all correct. So whatever's being passed into here will get assigned to our properties there. All right. And then when I come back here, instead of assigning these directly, because I can't do that anymore, I'll say person one gets a new person, but it's going to make me set all these things straight away. So age is 55, name, still Matt, height, say 185, and hair color, black, like that. Okay, so when that person object gets created, all those values are being assigned straight away to those properties. And then the say hello method will still work in the same way. See, hi, my name is Matt, and my age is 55. Cool. Hope that helped you get your head around classes. Very basic overview, but they're used very heavily in object-oriented programming. Essentially, the basis for that programming style. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.